Lord. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, honey.
Hey,
How are
baby.
you?
It's okay. Everything's good.
It's good.
All right. Good evening. Welcome. This is Real Talk Live with Rodney Grimes
And Lady Z.
and Lady Z, my wife. We say good evening. We was running a little behind. It's just Friday, one of those days that things were just all over the place, but we were handling our business. Excited about what's going on, and just being thankful. I just want to welcome all those that are tuning in now, those that will be tuning in, and I want to say thank you to all the ones who have been tuning in and showing support to Real Talk Live with Rodney Grimes. How you been doing, baby?
I've been doing wonderful. I had a busy day today,
I know you did.
but I made it.
You was all over the
I was
place.
all over the place.
But that's what it's all about, we be handling our business, and we just want, we do what we do.
I was celebrating the life of my late baby brother, Eric Miles. He had passed away
About 25
years ago.
25 years ago.
And today we were celebrating his life, so I went to honor that with my family.
Okay, so y'all went to his
We
gravesite.
went to his gravesite and we released balloons and toast to him.
Well, that's one of the things that I could say for many people that I like for them to know, and that is that the body is only a shell that we learn to love in our lifetime. But the spirit and the life of the individuals, it lives on. So many of us will be mourning at the time that we know that we won't have that physical part of us, but then later on down the line, you'll be doing something and you'll be like, oh man, this is something that my brother used to do, or my mother used to do, my father used to do, And so we got to always remember that it's only a shell that we learn to love well, but at the same time, we have them always in our heart. And it's easier for a person who's not mourning the loss of someone to say that. And when somebody is dealing with that, you just want to just give them your open arms, not asking what can you do for them, but do what you can for them, right?
Exactly.
Uncle James, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Uncle James.
Uncle James' last name Gray too, right?
Yes.
Uncle James Gray. Uncle James Gray. That's it. Hey, good man. Quiet man, very humble. But he's the type of man that you probably could just feel his spirit in his presence.
He's a sweetheart.
And since I've known him, I don't think he said it. I've been with Zena about 15 years, and I don't think he said 15 words to me. But whenever he do say something, it's nice. So
he's very quiet, reserved.
yeah. But I'm just messing with you, Uncle James. Me and Uncle James to have a few sit down conversations. He's a good man. Also, I was trying to just go through it. It's been a lot going on. It's date night, July 10th, and I'm excited. I'm really excited about just being able to go over some things. The topic today is positive versus negative, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because it applies to everything that's going on in our life. Positive versus negative. Again, I want to send our condolences out to our very dear friend Desi.
Yes.
She lost her father. I believe they had to wait today,
Yes, the wake was today.
and the
Service
burial
is
is tomorrow. Remember, Desi, it's only a shell. That's it. I know disrespect, but that memories you have will live forever. Will live forever. And we send you peace and love, and we send our love to your family as well.
She also sent me a message, said that she received the flowers that came from you, William.
Right, well, you are our flower, so
Yes.
we just love you so much, and that's part of what I'm gonna be talking about again with the negative versus positive, the positive versus negative. I want to say happy anniversary to Alma and Gil, 24 years of marriage, or them celebrating their life together. Also, Wendy Burtz. I think I know her as Shorty. I think that's what they normally call her. But Wendy is celebrating 27 years of serving God. She's just giving her life over to Christ.
That's
So
wonderful.
I just wanted to give her a shout out and say, you know what? I've always thought you to be a queen, and if you wasn't serving Christ when I used to run around as a younger guy seeing you, it never showed because you was always a pleasant person. And so I just want to say God been working with you even before you thought you was working with him. And we give glory and praise to God.
Yes.
We also want to do a shout out to Anthony Suggs and Regina Suggs. They have their shirts. I think it's called Iron Shapes.
Iron shapes.
Shapings. I think that's what it is. Iron Shapes, Shapings, or no, Iron Sharpens. No, Shapings.
And if they are listening, please put this information in the comment field. Your business that you have, please enter it in the comment field, and we will acknowledge that.
Right. And that's for, we are supporting black businesses, and we are excited about that. So with that said, guess what? We have a catering service that provided our meal for us today. Oh my goodness, come on now. So the name of the catering service is called Hands. No, it's called.
Oh my goodness. Her card. Hey, where's your card? Text it in the comment field here for us, please. It's Willie's Catering Services. Please text it in the comment field.
You know what? Just hold on a second. See, you know what? I should get you. I'm gonna blame her for this,
You
right?
already blamed.
I'm gonna blame her for this.
My apologies. I'm supposed to have her card right with me. I failed to get that from her.
But I got it.
See?
I got it.
Gifted hands. Gifted hands.
I have it. Please look at that information.
If you can see that.
That's
you
right.
have to bring that over so we can read it.
Yeah. So here you go. Let me again. Oh, you know what? Guess what? I had it upside down. Oh my God.
Willie Price. Gifted
There you go.
Hands. Gifted hands.
There you go, right there. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, didn't I say it's real talk? It's real talk with Rodney Grimes. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. That's right.
Can you read the information off her card? You read it because you have your glasses on.
Okay. Let me see. It says gifted hands. Let me see. Hold on a second.
You believe that he can read without his glasses? I have to have mine on.
Where every meal is like Sunday dinner.
Mm.
Willie Price is the chef. It's a catering service that provides food for all type of services. Her number is 301-503-6495. 301-503-6495. And you want to email Willie, Miss Price is at giftedhands1459@gmail.com. That's giftedhands1459@gmail.com. What is it that she provided for us today?
Oh my goodness! Look
You got it. You got it.
Yes. You got to take that close.
Yes, I'll do that. Oh my
It
God.
is
So
beautiful.
you know what? I do before I do. Get her on the phone.
Get her on the phone. We'll do
Call
that.
her.
How about that?
Call
Let's
her
get
on the
her
phone.
on the phone
Right now. Oh my goodness. This is actually. I don't know if I want to eat this or not.
It's so beautiful. You don't want to touch it.
You want to look at it. You want to look at it, and you. So, oh my goodness, I'm excited. I'm excited about this.
Hold on. We have her on the line.
Okay, yes we do. Y'all just bear with us.
See, he wanted to blame me. He's actually tumbling down. Everything falling down. Oh my goodness. Hold tight. Willie Price, are you there? looking at a beautiful plated meal here done by you. And Rodney, can you take that up a little closer so they can really look at this in detail?
Okay, there we go.
Black-owned businesses, look at that. Isn't that gorgeously plated? And Willie, you want to tell us what we are about to feast on?
Well, today you have stuffed tilapia with lump crab meat, roasted Brussels sprouts with garlic sauce, and seasoned yellow rice.
And it looked delicious. Look at that, babe. Look at that. Oh,
And,
perfectly shaped.
well, I'm gonna be professional this evening. Miss Price, is this real or is this some kind of plastic decoration? Did it look so good?
It does look like a plastic decoration.
Taste and see.
Taste and see. I will definitely do that.
Well, while we have Miss Price on the line, can I hurry and I'm going to bless the food real quick. I want to give God thanks for the hands that prepared this food. So if we would, and if you already have your meal and you haven't said your prayers, then join in with us. But I would just say thank you, Father God, for this opportunity to nourish my body. I ask that you bless the hands that prepared it. I ask, Father, that you continue to keep us, that we'll move positively in a positive direction, supporting one another, definitely making a change in our lives. All this we ask in your name, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
So, Willie, do you suggest that I start with, you said these are crab cakes?
It's stuffed tilapia with crab meat.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't even want to touch it. I mean, it is seriously plated so beautifully. I really don't want to touch it, but I'm hungry. So,
So when preparing things like this, do you do this just to have a pretty plate, or do you kind of like see what goes with the different things to put on the plate, how they are mashed when they go into your mouth and you're tasting them for flavor?
Well, over the years, as I learned how to do catering, you arrange and you make everything lovely, presentable. People eat with their eyes. So I try to make it delicious.
it is indeed delicious.
So what I noticed, and they said if the food look good, then it's going to taste good. And it definitely looks good, but now I can say it tastes good.
Taste and see.
One of the things that I like about it is a healthy meal. It's enough. It's not going to have you where you're going to sit down and can't move, but it definitely puts you in a good, comfortable feeling where you had a good evening to entertain your stomach.
Yes.
Normally people eat like fish on Fridays and all that. So
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Well, Willie, how long have you been doing the catering?
I've been working in food for over. My anniversary just came for 39 years.
Congratulations.
And I learned, I used to be a hot-headed person, but then I was asked, do you want to learn how to do this? And I said, yes, this is many years ago. I had a mentor, and his name was, it's a shame I can't even call his name, and normally I talk about him all the time. But he asked me, did I want to learn? This was a chef. And he told me everything I wanted to know, that I wanted to know, and that I needed to know, and then I started watching and learning and went under the wings of different people in catering, and a lot to do with my mom. My mom cooked. So, hey, a lot of the things, that's where I came with the word, the same gifted hands because of my mom. Because my mom could cook. You could cook.
Well, you'll find that most times when you find chefs who take real serious pleasure in cooking, that it's most likely their parents who have given them their skills.
And my mentor, his name was Brian Hazelwood. He was at the Library of Congress, and he taught me many years ago. But he passed many years ago. But he taught me when I was a young 20-something-year-old that didn't care about nothing in the world but partying. So in that time, I had children, so I either had to give up the party and take care of them kids, or so I chose to learn so I could take care of my kids.
Someone just asked, well, it's not just someone, Tammy Massey. She says, can you bring the plate closer to the camera? Well, take mine, because mine is, you've indulged heavily in yours. Mine is still looking good. Welcome, Tammy. Thank you for joining us. We miss you. And as you can see, it'll be popping up to you soon, shortly.
I'm telling you, this is amazing.
You see that they point at the tilapia, the stuffed tilapia. That's the stuffed tilapia. It's so beautifully shaped, and the crab meat is inside of the tilapia. And also this Brussels sprout. And I think, Willie, how did you, the Brussels sprout, you baked that?
Say that again?
The Brussels sprout, did you bake that?
No, I stir-fried them.
Oh,
They're roasted and stir-fried Brussels sprouts.
Wow, they are very good. And she has yellow rice, Tammy. So we hope that was, I think it was pretty close up enough that you can see it. I'm going to be posting her information in the comment field shortly. Any more questions for Willie? Because I think she said that she has a Zoom to do.
Okay. I just want to put it out there that Willie and many other of our caterers, black owned, we support. Many of them have worked together. I'm going to call out some names. We worked with Cedric. What's Cedric's last name?
Frazier.
What is it?
Frazier.
Cedric Frazier. We also, Harold Massey. These are chefs that Willie have shared the kitchen with, and we had the opportunity to work with them as well, and to see how professional y'all are in your own arenas. Each one of y'all have your own flavors, and I must say, if I was to be a food judge, I would run into a serious problem trying to say whose food was better, because all of y'all are top of the line chefs. So with that said, we send kudos out to all the chefs in the area. If you are listening, please put your information on. We are trying to support black businesses, and we'll talk about that. As I was saying, our topic today is positive versus negative. I think Liz says, I'm mad.
She says, I'm mad. I ain't get an invite. Really, y'all?
I know, baby. Hey. But please, again. So, Willie, we thank you for joining in with us.
And Liz, you may not be able to join in with us today, but please, by all means, contact Willie, and you definitely want to get this.
And I would like for people to know that these chefs that we give you information, they are for hire. They will come to your home and cook as well. So if you're having one of those days that you want them to come and take care of your breakfast and your lunch and your dinner, they will come out to do that. And you will not be disappointed. So, hey, Willie.
And we clean.
And they clean up afterwards.
And we clean.
So you don't have to worry about dishes or anything like that.
That's real powerful.
So again, you want to
the way
read
we find it is the way we leave it.
Right. And Willie, do you do delivery?
Do what?
Do you do delivery?
I do delivery, and I do all types of food. I do repasses, weddings, private. I do it all. Family reunions.
Well, we welcome you anytime to feed us. We thank you so much.
And we're going to read your information again. Those of you who would like to take down her information, I will be posting it shortly. But Rodney's going to read it out to you again. So get a pen so you can write down her name and number.
Okay, the name of her catering company is Gifted Hands, where every meal is like Sunday dinner. And I believe that because I've had her Sunday dinners. And
Time
I've had,
time again.
I had them on. I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Many occasions.
Friday, Saturday,
And you want that roast beef, right?
and you don't know
Oh my God.
your roast beef is to die for.
I'm telling you, you all want some good roast beef?
That's what you want to do. And we want to just give you her number again. It's 301-503-6495. That's 301-503-6495. Gifted Hands 1459@gmail.com. Gifted Hands 1459@gmail.com. Hey Willie, we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Family,
Love
thank you.
you.
Enjoy the food. I'm glad you liked it.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
and I wish I had a third party here to kind of do the talking. So I'm trying to dump it on my wife at this time so I can get back into my meal.
We're gonna be
We
doing
love
it
you,
together.
Willie.
We love you. Thank
All
you.
right, love y'all too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Excuse me. So I'm gonna welcome a few people on board, and again, I will be posting Willie's information very soon. In a few minutes. But I want to give a shout out to Kimberly Wilson. She says hello, family. Tina Moore, hi Tina. I say goodbye. Who else is here? Yes, Tina's here, and I'm assuming her husband is watching too, right, Tina? Kimberly Wilson, Willie, two other people. Oh, Desi is here, babe. Desi is here. Oh my goodness.
I love you, Desi.
I love you, Desi, and again, our sympathy and our love, and we are there at heart. You know we're here for you. Much love, and
Yeah,
just know you're never alone.
let me tell you what I really get a kick out of this, right? So y'all said if you start early, I almost knocked the camera over. I done drunk my water, so I need to get some more water.
And I'll get that. But let me say this, Desi left from that. She says, hello family. I have a minute to breathe and wanted to say hello, and I love you guys.
We love you too, baby.
Thank you so much. And know again, we are here, as you all probably, those that just tuning in with us. Desi just recently lost her father, and which count was today.
The
viewing.
viewing.
The viewing was today, and the funeral services is on tomorrow. And she did take a little time out to come on and say hello.
That's because she knows that if she didn't, I will be riding down there to get her.
On a bicycle.
On a bicycle. No, we love you,
We
and,
love you,
and we send
Desi.
peace and blessings to you and your
Yes.
family.
Yes.
And we can't wait to see y'all. We miss you so much.
Yes.
And please just know that sometimes you'll go through something and others may not understand, but it's for you to just put your faith in God's hand,
Amen.
and you'll be okay.
Exactly. Yes.
So with that said,
Welcome aboard a few other people, because we got quite a few here. And if I don't get to all of you, please don't charge my heart. You know I love you. Sam and Tay are here. What happened to you all today, Sam and Tay? Rachel is here. Hello, Ray Ray. I don't see your mail on here. Kamisha Lucas. Willie Barrett Figgins. Carol Cox. Hi, Carol. Oh, wow. Welcome, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Mount Nebo. Of course, Tammy Massey. Magda. Hey, Magda. Love you, sis. I know you enjoying your food while I'm doing this. What is that? Sharon Moore? Sharon Moore? Sharon? Sharon.
Sharon.
Okay. Lorenzo Garvin.
Yes, these are all my friends, associates, people I grew up with.
Angela Gomez. Hi, Angela.
Hey, Angela, how you doing, beautiful?
Feely. Hey, Feely.
Love you, Del Ray. Love you.
Okay, Feely says, hey family, where's my plate?
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to start telling the chefs when they provide these meals for us, they're gonna have to make 2 plates plus a backup.
And Magda says, you guys tell Willie where is mine. Liz, of course, Liz was here. She's still here. Who else? Liz says, she says I'm okay, that's what she said. She was mad she didn't get an invite. And then she's laughing. Mark Direct, Kathy McKnight, Sharon Cotton, and Tammy says, thank you, it looks so good. It is good, Tammy. And if I wasn't live, I would really be into this. Trust and believe. I would really be like fingers and everything all
Well, what I'm doing is taking advantage of an opportunity.
Yes,
I'm diving into this place because this food is so good. So
it's Friday Night Live, date night with Rodney Grimes and
Lady Z. Yo, let me see if you're gonna do it right. What? There you go. So
All right, and I'm gonna finish a few more people. And Tina, she says we're having Jerry's Seafood, the firecracker bomb crab cake with shrimps.
okay.
Show off.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a show off.
See, they had to step it up, didn't they?
I know, they just.
Now we got to put this down and come over there. All right, just hey, tell George, don't eat up everything because we coming.
No, we're gonna finish up here and come
then,
over
and
there.
then come over there.
Because I'm not leaving this. This is delish.
But hey, honestly, that's what we like. Just to throw that out there, many people may not know, but also Tina Carroll, she actually used to do catering as well.
Really?
Yeah. She was into catering. She can cook. She can.
So I'm tasting and smelling an invite over very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we're gonna have them over here for dinner,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think we might want to go over there first.
We want to go there first, so
we
we
want to
can
go over there first.
so we can make sure she can show what she can do.
Exactly. Oh, and Tammy says, what's the address or number to put your order in? You want to read that again so that Tammy can write this down? And please forgive me, I am going to put Willie's information in the comments. It's kind of hard doing that in between doing all this, but I will do that.
But the number again is 301-503-6495. That's 301-503-6495.
Okay.
So, y'all, please, I ask for your forgiveness. It's date night. We ask that you always hit share. What we like to do is empower couples to come together and have that time that's just for yourselves. And we also say, not just for the couples, but for anyone who are single, you can have date night and still enjoy yourself with yourself. If you can't love yourself, how can you expect anybody else to love you?
Exactly.
So we always welcome people to share. This is well, our topic today is positive versus negative. We consider this positive. We're going to talk about some things. I got some things to run by you. I got some things that we need to talk about. Just how we've been going about doing things. Sometimes we get in a position where we forget that old habits are hard to break. Okay? And if we're always looking at things on the negative side, we forget to look at the positive. Okay? Now, let me tell you, I pray every day. I put God first in my life. I don't do everything right, but I do some soul searching, and then I have to try to correct myself because I want to be a positive person. We all have negative with us, but it don't mean that you got to let it stay there. You can change the negativity around you, okay? And so, with that said, I had a couple of incidents within the last 48 hours that made me realize that not all the time will positive energy come to you or be given to you. And it's up to you how you receive it. See, you can somebody can throw something at you and it can come off a little negative, and it's up to you to sit back and say, am I going to let that negativity take over, or will I continue to stay positive and look at it from a perspective where I can't see the negativity of the situation? I say that to say this is with our life, even in relationships. We have a lot of things that we have to work on. You have to look at the negative and the positive because they both exist. It's the good and the bad, the happy and the sad, up and down, all that exists. And you have to deal with them accordingly. You have to make the decision on what you want to receive. If you believe, and as we know, believing is faith, and you put God first in everything you do, you'll find out that positive energy will come to you. It will take over your situations in any case when they're coming and they're looking like they're going in a negative direction. Let me share something. So I was in a situation and I decided to do something for someone, and it was just from my heart that I wanted to do this. But in the process of me doing it, some other people felt offended that I was coming behind them in a situation where they possibly was going to do what I was going to do or what I was doing or whatever the case, but they read into what I was doing and it came off just a little negative. Excuse me. And so I had to, in the conversation, I had to make a decision if I was going to let it stay negative or if I was going to let it move into a positive direction. I decided to take the positive side. I continued to do what I was doing and I didn't feed into that negativity, and I refused to do that. I want to share with you that positive and negative is in our life every day. Let's talk about voting. How important it is to vote. You got positive sides of voting and negative sides. Let's talk about the positive sides. The positive sides are if you know who you're voting for and you get out there and support them and you talk to other people, most likely the people who are best for office, we'll have them holding the office to make things better for us, and they'll have a positive attitude in doing their jobs. If you decide not to vote, you put yourself in a position to receive whatever comes, and if it's a person that doesn't care about your community, doesn't care about your home, doesn't care about your schools, don't care about your hospitals, don't care about nothing but their policies within the process of making them seem like they are higher than others and forget that they work for us, you'll find yourself dealing with a lot of negativity. So my point is, voting is very, very important. It's very important. But you know, I see a lot of things, everything ties in together. Let me work with you. You don't want to jump in here, do you? You sure?
I'm good.
Because I got to be positive and make sure that I bring the wife in sometimes, and don't let it go to the negative side.
Definitely not.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you, babe.
Okay. So,
Right ahead.
all right. So see the positive part of this. She wants to encourage me, so now she can go ahead and get into her plate. But so let's stay on the voting. Okay, let's stay on the voting. This is real talk. Real talk live. Real talk live with Rodney Grimes. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. People to people, let me tell you something. That comes into the voting. Into the voting is so important that we do this. We're looking at the economy. We're looking at what's going on around us. We have a lot of negativity going on. A lot of negativity. But what I believe, and I know for a fact, that when all that negativity is going on, that's camouflage to cover up all that positive that's going to take over. See, I don't care what man, woman, child think that they run anything on this earth. God is in control. I believe that you reap what you sow. which is if you put out negativity, that's what you're going to get is negativity back. If you put out positive energy, that's what you're going to get back. I believe what goes around come around. And I believe that positive energy overpowers anything negative in all situations. And with that said, that's when I'm speaking about going out and using your tools that God has given you to make changes in your community. Sometimes you have to attend meetings. Sometimes you got to call your neighbor and just find out who's running for this office. You want to know who's going to be taking care of the schools. See, we don't pay attention to these things. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to speak directly to Black America right now. I'm going to speak to the low-income America right now. I'm going to talk about the people who've had the shortcomings for many, many years in the past. The reason that you have those problems is because you sit back and do not go out and let them know that you are aware of their actions that you see that are negative and that you will not tolerate them. You cannot sit home and think that things are going to change. You got to go get in the lines. You got to go to the meetings. You got to see what's going on in your communities in order for you to be able to speak your piece. I remember many years ago when I was living in Old Town, Alexandria, I went to one town hall meeting, and I think it was only 3, maybe 4 black people in there. And I never forget that because I kind of felt like I was out of place. But I noticed that everybody that was in there was making decisions for the whole Alexandria. But some of them never been in my neighborhood. See, what I'm telling you is you got to take your opportunity for your positive thoughts and your positive energy to be shared for people to know exactly what's needed to keep your young kids, your family and friends safe, have the right stores, the right education going on in your community. And by doing this, you have to vote. I say this knowing that we have a election time that's coming and not far. And it's going to be important for us as a people to make changes. We say Black Lives Matter. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you, this is a time where your vote needs to matter. Hispanic life matter. This is a time for Hispanics for your vote to matter. White lives matter. This is a time for your vote to matter. And when I say that, I'm speaking to all the positive people who are looking at this as a melting pot of a blessing for us all. That we take the time out and start to vote. Get into the communities and talk about the things that need to be done. Don't sit home and wait for something to happen, because what may be knocking at your door may not be something on a positive note. And I'm telling you, if you don't believe it, you better sit back and you just take a time and look around what's going on in this country today. We have to change the way things are going. And it's up to us, people to people, you, me, and them. It's up to us to make the difference, so that the powers to be that are not positive and looking out for the whole mass of us, we can remove them, and we can have the powers that have the positive energy and they are positive thinking people in the positions to make the difference in our communities and churches and schools. I'm just so excited about where we are talking about the positive and negative. Okay, that was my spiel on the voting. I want to also talk about relationships. You know, you have couples that are together, man and woman, woman and woman, man and man. You know, it is what it is, right? No problem with that. But what I can tell you is that there's a positive side and a negative side. If you are in a relationship and you want to see your relationship blossom like a flower, and this even with yourself, you want to see things around you blossom, remove the negativity from your space. When people call you and they want to talk about somebody and they want to talk about some negativity, don't receive that conversation. Don't embrace it. Because when you do that, that also bring that negativity into your space. You got to be careful. You got to be very careful. Always, my grandma always told me you can take a negative and turn it to a positive, and I believe that.
Yes.
So that's why you hear a lot of people always say, yo, it's best that you don't have too many friends. I remember your grandmother, your late grandmother Sinclair, she said she can count them all on one hand. And
anything after that is too many.
And guess what? She said all on one hand, and sometimes she'll put down the thumb. She was like, yo, I mean, it is what it is,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So,
And I'm glad you put that out there today because someone very close to me is going through that. And it needs to be said, it needs to be heard. You don't pull a negative into a negative. Just don't do it. So I'm actually, yeah, the person is on here, but I'm glad you put that out there. It needs to be heard.
yeah, well, like I said, I talked to a friend of mine. We was having a conversation the other day, and we were talking about some things. And one of the things that I do, first of all, when God tells me to do something, I just follow him. I don't worry about what people think about me too much. I used to, but I don't anymore because you know something, it's between me and God when I drop to my knees and ask him to forgive me for my sins. Because I can ask you, some people to forgive me and they'll play like they do, smile in your face and really still holding a grudge or whatever, or don't want to see you do well. So you know what I do is I just focus on God and say, you know what?
Yeah.
I pull in that positive with me and I let it go. You know what I mean? Because some people are unhappy and their negativity, they're throwing you in a minute.
Yes.
They're throwing on you without any reservation. Just even if you make, you don't have to make a mistake. You can just do something that they don't agree with, and they would throw that negativity on you.
Yes.
And you got to watch it, because then what you can do is you can take that negativity that was given to you and take it to somebody else, and then you got that process going on and on and on and on. Speaking about that, that would lead me to talk about Black Lives Matter. See, we have the positive black people and the negative black people. We got the positive black people that want to get up and do something. We got the negative ones who want to talk about the positive ones. You remember back in the day, they always said you got the house person?
Yes.
Y'all remember that? You always got that house person that tell on or lie or always about themselves. You always got one or two of them everywhere, right? That's the positive and the negative. Here you got the positive ones that's out there praising God and trying to do the right thing and move it forward. And then you got those house ones that would sit back and just say, talk about you and don't want to do nothing to help you. Those are the negative ones you remove yourself from. You remove yourself from them. See, what I want you to get from the Real Talk Live is this. We're not to beat down anybody. We just want to live. When I say that we, I'm talking about people to people. Me, you, and them, right? Them could be anybody we want them to be, but what I'm talking about is the positive thinking people. We want to see our lives where we wake up in the morning and can smell the flowers and see the sunrise, and even with the cloudy day and the rain coming down, that we still know that there's a bright side. Because we look at the bright side of things and we pull in that positive energy. This is important for us.
Yes.
Okay? One of the things I've been working on, y'all excuse me, you know, a lot of people say, you know, I smoke cigars, and I shouldn't. I have bronchitis, but I like to enjoy a good cigar here and there, and so when I get to talking, it kind of get a little. My wife always fussing at me about it. She drink water. My son say, make sure you have a cup of hot tea. Hey, I love all y'all, and I'm still doing me. No disrespect.
I'm going to take a moment and welcome a couple more people on.
Help yourself.
My sister Vicky is here. Thank you for joining us, Vicky. We had a great day today celebrating the life of our baby brother. We went to the cemetery and spent some time with him and sharing and talking and laughing and just having a good old time. And also, Rachel, she said, Rachel had a question for Willie. Willie, if you're still listening. She says, congratulations, do you deliver? I want the same plate. Yes, she does deliver Rachel. And I posted Willie's number, so you all can call her. Kiko Bullock. And Mimi Miles, that's my cousin. Hi, Mimi. Welcome.
Hey,
Glad you're here.
can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I don't want this to drop. I can't stand Brussels sprout,
But you're eating
but I'm
it.
eating them today. This is crazy.
Oh, wow. You
I'm
just changed
sitting.
his life, Willie.
I'm just saying. I ain't never wanted to eat none,
It's so flavored. It's just.
but I don't know what she did to it. But watch this.
Wow, it is very, very good. Again, that's Gifted Hands, Willie's Gifted Hands Catering Services. I posted her number there for those of you that are would like to place an order. Again, she do deliveries. So, Rachel, I hope you got that information. Rhonda Moffett. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome aboard. Let's see who else we have here. There's so many people. And Tammy says thanks for the information. Angela says,
I gotta let my listeners know Tammy is my cousin, my beautiful cousin. Her and her husband are very, very positive people who use that positive energy. I send peace and blessings to you.
And also Rachel is having, she says, her king created drum roll. Barbecue chicken, cornbread. Oh, that she said that down home country meal. Collard greens, mac and cheese.
Somebody showing off.
Homemade macaroni and cheese.
Somebody showing off.
You know what? Your king is always showing off. I mean, he's been bringing it every Friday night, date night. He has been bringing it to the table. Sounds delicious. Save a plate. Save a plate. Angela, Sam got. She's Angela Gomez says Sam got down and sounds delicious, Rachel.
I can tell you, if I just step out and say this, date night has helped a lot of people.
Yes.
You know, we've been getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of
Yes.
emails, a lot of text messages where people were saying they enjoy sharing date
Yes.
night with us on Friday.
Mhm.
I want you to know that I made a decision. I hadn't talked to my wife yet, but I was sure that she was going to go along with it, that we would start to kind of like take date night out when we would be able to go and visit some other people and do date night outside of this location where you can see some of the other things that we like to do, taking walks, bike riding,
Oh, yeah.
going to get ice cream and just sit down by the water and talk.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so those things we used to do prior to the COVID situation, and we are still going to continue to do so because I believe that God is in control, and I can pull my mask up and still drink my milkshake, or I can pull it down and still eat my ice cream, and after I get through, I'll put it back on.
That sounds great.
How about
I
that?
like that. That's good.
So, you know, so remember, it's positive things that you have to do in your life to make positive things come to you. You want to wake up and have a positive attitude, then do positive things around you. Remove all the negativity. I made it a point with people that I've had some confrontation with or whatever. I feel like I've already put myself in some position to say, yo, the door is open for you to let the negativity go, because I have. I won't hold on to it. And I just count my blessings and just keep moving forward. If anyone, in any process, if that's where you are, I send you peace and blessings.
Yes.
That's what I do. Again, we've talked about a few things. One of the things I want to bring back up again is voting. Voting is so important. Let's find out what's going on in the community. Oh, and I need to also, I forgot. God forgive me. I want to do a shout out to the Banks family.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Roscoe Banks, former Marine. I send peace and blessings to your family. I said, Lord, Father God, I thank you for his life. And we just want to say that God is good. Remember that it's only a shell that we learn to love well. But the memories of those that died or passed on in that body is never gone. They're with us every day. Many times you'll walk down the street. I believe that it's almost like what I believe that God has where when they you know when it says when it's away from the body, then they're with the Lord. I know it's a certain way to say that. That's why I'm not a preacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a motivational speaker because I can say it the way I want to say it. But you know when a person leaves the body, I believe that the spirit becomes a part of everything. I believe that you know, it's been many times that my grandmother, my grandfather, and maybe my father, who are deceased, that I feel them in my presence. I feel them talking to me. I feel them walking with me. I feel them when I'm down and out sometimes. Even, I call her grandmother. Grandmother Sinclair. Let me tell you, sometimes when we riding and we having a good time, we'll realize that Grandma Sinclair said something to me. Y'all got to excuse me, I just saw something. I'm gonna bring it up in a few minutes. So I remember we was on a trip in Mississippi and we was riding, and I thought I missed a turn. And grandmother said, "Baby, don't worry, you not lost. You just took the wrong turn. Just ride, just keep on going." And the way she said that, now I think about it, when I wanted to be negative, she made positive.
Yes.
She was just so happy to see the beautiful sky and the trees.
Yes.
Little things like that can make a difference. Little things like that. So, remember, it's up to you to take that positive energy and place it all around your family members. All the negativity that comes around you, rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Just let it go.
Yes.
As I say, also, that's right. It was my late aunt's Lorraine's birthday, and she, man, believe me, if she was still here in that shell, she'd be one of them that'd probably be on the show, sitting down, talking with me, sharing some of the things that I would want to share from the past that she's seen where we can change other people's lives. That's the type of woman that she is. Because I still consider anybody that I know in my lifetime, I don't like to look at it as they was. They are. You know, they still are. And that's why y'all went and celebrated your brother's birthday today. You know, I hear him whispering in my ear sometime if I'm acting kind of stupid. He'll whisper in my ear going down the step. I tell him, you better get away from me, bird. I ain't scared of you.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
hey, look. And then I go up there and lean over and give her a kiss and say, you all right, baby? You got to keep it real. You know, it's all about having that positive energy. So remember, take your situations, evaluate them, and anything negative around you, let it go. When you know something else I want to talk about. See, when a person call you and they talk about another person, right? And if that was their intent to call you to do that, was their intent to send positive energy to you, or was they bringing you a bag of negativity? Think about it. You being a positive person can stop it before it go anywhere. You can put it in a position where you say, you know what, I don't want any negative energy around me, so please, I don't want to hear nothing negative about anybody. So, that is very, very important for you to know and for you to think about and realize that it's up to you to make the difference. Hello, Queen. Hello, Queen. How you doing, Miss Rachel?
Hi, Ray.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
and I know you're watching,
As
I'm
you
over,
can see.
I'm over here feeding my face with that food from Gifted Hands.
I noticed. You ain't say nothing.
His plate is almost done.
And you don't eat Brussels sprouts, huh?
Oh, he
Hey,
sure
look.
doesn't, but his plate
It
is
was-
clean.
It was about 3 or 4 more here. I got one left, and I'm getting ready to eat that one right now.
I feel like I need to hide my plate because mine's has gotten cold, and I like my food hot. So my plan is, as soon as we're done with this, mine's going to get warmed up a little, and I'm going to indulge. But I'm kind of turning my plate, as you can see, away from him to certain things I think he might nab at. And my Brussels sprouts are one of them.
It looks good. Especially when you brought it close to the camera.
Oh my goodness.
I said, oh my God, she paid this big. Did she deliver? I want the same place.
Yes, yes. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And I see you you had left off your I think you were having, what was it, sweet potatoes, I think? You had left off sweet potatoes.
I'm ready to eat like y'all. I'm like, oh man, okay. Let me give me some water. Let me hold on. But you know, guys, I really appreciate you guys having date night. And like you said, you know, everybody, and some people are not creative, and you guys are giving them creativity things to think about. They're not even thought about it. You know? And the idea you guys want to do what you normally do to bring us people to see that, you know, that needs to be more better than add up to it. But you talk about the negative and positive, you know, that sometimes that will hand in hand, the yin and yang. But I keep falling down, you know, and my mom would say, you got to grow through the dirt in order to blossom out the road.
Right. That's true.
You know, if you bring in that little doubt, you know, you're going to see that sun through the dirt, particles as well, into a stem and a beautiful tree.
That's right.
So, you know, and some people say, you going to throw me some lemon? Well, I'm going to add some sweetness to you, make you some lemonade. I'll make you some lemon meringue pie. I'm going to make a lemon smoothie, and let's keep on going on, including the cookie.
That's right. And basically, you know, that's one of the things that we got to realize as we move forward. You know, listen to what our ancestors had to say, but take that and then listen to what's going on with the young people of today, and remove the negative energy from both and mix them together to get something positive that's going to make you have a bright tomorrow, and that we'll be able to use both from the past and the future to make sure that we are living a positive life.
That's right.
So, you know, it's up to us to make changes. It's up to us to go out and vote. It's up to us to build on relationships. You know, so I say it's real talk. I don't like to camouflage stuff. So you have to be transparent. Now, in relationships, sometimes you'll start getting where things will become old, and you'd be repetitive in doing the same things, and it becomes habit. And you can form bad habits. You can form negative habits. It's up to you as the person to sit down and evaluate yourself, not all the time looking at the other person, to be able to put yourself in a positive position, open your mind to say, you know what I was doing wasn't all the way right. Maybe I need to call this person and say I'm sorry. Or maybe I need to go and do this for this person. or maybe I need to call this person and tell them thank you for loaning me the money or helping me pay a bill. Instead of sitting back and assuming something that have you to start to develop negative thoughts that will give negative energy to you that now will start to affect you in a negative way.
Yeah.
You see? You have to look at it, and my point to saying all that is, put yourself in a position. If you want a beautiful relationship, then work on it.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody today who gave me some real good advice. I love her so much. I love her so much, Felicia. So she said something. Just I'm not going to put it word for word, but she was just talking about how she was focusing on doing what's right, and she got God in all around her. And after having the conversation, I realized, man, that was so powerful. So I want to say thank you to her because, some of the conversation we was having, I had to sit back and evaluate myself. And you want to stay on a point where people are not afraid to conversate with you or be in your presence. And I say that to say, so look at the negative things that you may put out, or the negative things, however you go about it, you may not say the right thing or whatever. Put yourself in a position where when somebody throws something positive to you, that you're able to receive it, take it, and make it work. And then both of you have received that positive energy. And I say that to say, not being selfish. Don't be selfish and make it all about you. That makes relationships work, right?
Exactly.
That's it. That reminds me back in my past how I approached the people of my past that I thought that I probably hurt, but I wanted to say, I want to move forward, make that conversation with the person and say, please forgive me. But why don't be the other way around? And not only that, there were things that I didn't know that they pointed out that was positive, and I didn't expect none of that. I just wanted to make sure I got this off my chest to clear my path for my heart, and it was a beautiful relationship for still today, so making everything clean and transparent.
That is so important. I was hoping you had another part to that sentence because I was getting ready to get back into the plate.
Oh, you want me to continue? You know what? Okay. Because I'm trying to remember the things that you mentioned. You talk about relationships. You talk about learning as well. And that's very vital for our people, everybody to go out and put your vote in because, we've got to see what the outcome. We're praying that the outcome will be for our future because there's some things, Rodney, that I have to share with you that I'm doing research concerning about the economy and stuff like that because to me, all this stuff is a distraction to take people away from what's really going on. And so people are not looking at the bottom line about what's really happening. You put all this stuff that's out there and use your common sense, then you will see what's happening and you will protect what you need to protect for you and your family. And your welfare economically need to be put together of the breakdown that's going on. Because, when fall and winter comes, that's going to be another breakout way worse than this first breakout. And we got to prepare ourselves for that to come before it comes.
Well, Rachel, one of the things that we, as a people in this country, and this ain't have nothing to do with color.
Right.
This has to do with being a human being.
Exactly.
When we talk about being a human being, what are we? We're one. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
When you talk about being a human being, and God gave us the will to know right from wrong. So in that will, I thank God intended for us to have morals and have a soul and to have that time to you could sit down and think about what was the good thing and the right thing to do, which would be that positive energy that you have to use. Let me tell you, last night my wife was laying in the bed. My wife always gets nervous. She'll never know what I'm going to talk about, but this is Real Talk. This is Real Talk Live with Rodney Grimes, PTP, People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People, so I keep it real. I came in from doing some things for my mom, and I was late, and my wife really wasn't feeling too good. She was laying in the bed. I came in, jumped right in the shower, and all I was thinking about was I'm going to go in here and lay down and give me some rest because I was a little tired. She rolled over and said, I sure am hungry. And said, I wish you would go down and warm up that soup downstairs. I looked at my hands as they was pulling a pillow closer to my head for me to rest in. And my feet started to talk to my hands and my head and said, get up and go do what she asked. Because if it was you, she would do it for you. Right? And so I went on downstairs and got it and came on back up and gave it to her and everything. And let me tell you, the positive of that was that she didn't have to ask me twice. I thought about what I would have done if it had been the first time when I met her. I would have went and got her to walk 10 miles to go get that soup. And all she asked me to do was go downstairs to the kitchen. Yeah. Take the negative, which could have been in my spirit, to complain because I just came in from doing whatever I was doing, and she was already in the bed, and I wanted to get in the bed, and I wanted to look at it on kind of a negative area. You know what I mean? Why are you asking me when you see I'm just getting out the shower and I'm just getting in the bed? Why not ask me when she's already in the bed and comfortable? I'm already moving around. See, the lesson that I want you to get from that is that I took the negative that I wanted to place as a negative and made it a positive because it really wasn't a negative in the first place. It's just that she asked me to go get some soup because really she didn't feel good and she didn't feel like going downstairs to get it. And when I came back up, check this out, it gets even better. I gave her the soup in this big cup, and she said, you ain't put the flavor to it. She said, you ain't put your special flavor. You must ain't taste this because I know you wouldn't put flavor to it. So I thought about it. I said, well, you know what? I see that it was something that I thought about doing that I should have done. I said, I should have probably added some rice to the soup, right? She said, yes. I grabbed that cup, and I went back downstairs, and I put that rice in there and put a little butter in it. Now, when I came back up, I ain't really put my flavor in it, other than I put some love in it to go get it.
And it tasted so much better.
So the moral of the story was, I could have let that turn into a negative and said, didn't you know I just walked in? I've been over there working and doing some stuff for my mother. And now all of a sudden you're going to ask me to come and fix you some soup when you could have did that while I was riding home or something? I could have did all that. But that would have been negative. That would have been negativity. And I feel like this. Let me show you how that positive worked. Wait till the night. Oh, yeah. She better hope I ain't got no ice cream down there with no, oh, you know what?
I'm still not feeling.
You still in, oh, she talking about, she still, yeah.
I'm still not 100%.
Well, hey, let me say God is good. Let me say God is good. Let us welcome some of the people that has come in, and we just want to say thank you. It's Real Talk with Rodney Grimes Live, people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. We love you.
We love you. Welcome Tammy Jones, Don Jarrett, Laverne Merriweather, Sherelle Daniels, I'm trying to scroll. Marcus, what is that, Ellison, I think? Joe Baltimore.
Hey,
Hey,
Joe.
where you
What's
been?
up? Hey, Joe, you been missing.
Oh,
Oh, and Kim.
Kim.
Oh. What's up, my love? How you doing? Kim, we need to know what the process on the books, how the books are coming along.
Yes.
We
where
need
you
to know.
been? Yeah, update us.
Yeah, please, if you got any books that we need to look at right now, just put
Post
it on.
it in the comments.
Post
please,
it in the comments.
Please.
Yes.
Wilmard, what is that? Wilmard, Manahus?
Manahus?
Manahus, I think.
Well, you know what? If we don't pronounce your name
Please
correctly,
forgive
please
us. Don't
forgive us.
try to
It's
do-
not intentional.
Yes.
Hey, let me tell you something. Most of the time, if my wife can't pronounce it, I know I can't.
So Kim says, I've been with my husband 20 years, and some days I don't want to be a wife, but a friend. Guess what that works for us? There are things I like to do that he don't like, and vice versa. He don't like, vice versa. But we compromise. Mine is my soulmate, and it's our commitment to God to make
Kim,
it work. I love that.
I love
and that's
that, Kim.
really what we do
Yeah.
as well. I
Yeah,
love that.
you know, sometimes you know what we do? This is why we love date night. See, date night, she's not my wife. She's my girl.
And
date
anything
night.
else he wants me to
That, and did you hear what she said? And anything else I wanted to be. And you know something? That's in reverse, it's the same thing. See, no matter what, on date night, we know that that's our time to work on building our relationship. So, and Kim, I love that.
I love that. And Angela, what is that? I would have told her that. Go get it yourself. Absolutely.
What'd you say, Angela? You would have told. Hey, Angela.
Angela,
Mwah.
sisterhood.
I love you, Angela.
Really? I was sick. I was really sick.
No, you know what? Hey,
Angela, you disappointed me.
she just messing with
Don't
you.
you have my back? Sister.
Hey, look, for real, Angela, you know what? That's one of the things that I had to remember, and I tell every man. Okay, y'all listen to me, my brothers. Listen to me.
Keep it real.
Remember when you first met her, how you felt. How did you feel when you saw her? What did you think about? What went through your system? How did your blood feel? How was it when you said her name? Or for the first time when she returned a call to you? What did you do to make her want to talk to you? Think about that. All those positive things. Because after 10 years, 20 years, you'll start seeing all the negative. And you forget about the things that got you where you are. Take the negatives and kick them to the curb. And look at the positive things. That's why I went and got this chicken soup last night. Because see, I remember those days when I first met her, how I had to do the poems and I had to make sure my shirt was upright. And when I walked, I held in my stomach. I could hold my stomach in for 3 hours straight while I was talking to it. Never take a second breath, until I got home and go, Jesus, But that's what I'm talking about.
Vice versa, because I remember those things when I met him, and I do it for him. We do it for each other. So.
And we have, believe me, it's real talk. We have our times. We have our times where certain things I can ask that she don't really want to do, and sometimes I gotta wait back. I gotta wait and compromise because it's not all the time about everything that I want.
And like I say, vice versa.
See, sometimes you gotta look at it and you gotta think about it. You know what? Hey, like last night, she just didn't feel like going downstairs. She wasn't feeling too good. And I can just say to her, I thank you for the days that she did do that for me. Because I know many times when I was down and feeling bad that she went and got the chicken soup for me. And, yes, ma'am.
You know what your buddy said?
What'd he do?
What
Tell
did
me.
you say, Sam?
What you say, you still holding your head?
What did you say?
What'd you say, Rachel?
He said he still holding his stomach.
He did what?
He fell on his stomach.
Still holding his stomach.
Oh! hey, brother Sam, let me tell you something. It's something how the women, you know, men, check this out, we like the peacock. You know how the peacock, when he see that female, he bring out all the colors and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, that's what we do. Let me tell you something. I remember when I first met Zena, boy, I could tighten up that right arm and make that muscle come out on the side. I'd be walking and sometimes if I thought she was looking, I just tighten it up a little bit. That's what we gotta do.
Too funny.
Hey, but let me tell you something. So with the negative and positive, she done grew with me. I got a stomach and it got a little flabby on the side. She better not say
We're
nothing.
in it together, baby.
That's what I'm trying to
together.
Hey, that's what hey, I'm telling her right now. Don't come poking my stomach. Because guess what? We all done changed just a little bit.
Tina Carroll, she says, good job, Rodney, because you know she would do it for you. Tina, I love you. That's real talk. That's the truth, and I would. 100%.
And that's because, you know what? It's people like you and Tina and Rachel and all the ladies out there. Y'all know y'all place. And I didn't say that to say that you know your place that is beneath me. You know your place as a partner.
Yeah.
You know your place with a positive attitude. So I say that to say with all of you, know your place in your community. Know your place in your church. Know your place in your relationship. Know your place in your school. Know your place when the people come through your front door. Know your place when it's time to vote so that you can put yourself in a position that you're going to do the positive things that's going to make a difference in your life and others. This real talk with Rodney Grimes, people to people, power to power, positive people. Let me tell you something. I'm looking at the time, and I'm going to tell you, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. I got 1 minute to go. I just want to tell all of you, I love you so. Desi, bad love. I send peace and blessing to you and your family as you will have to deal with that situation tomorrow. Kim, I'm looking forward to getting you to come over so we can do a live chat. Come on now. I need a couple of books, so call me so we can make that happen. Again, I want to do a shout out to Uncle James. Happy birthday, Uncle James. Happy birthday to heavenly to my heavenly brother-in-law, Eric. Happy birthday to my aunt Lorraine.
Yes.
And also anniversary Alma and Gil. 24 years, man. That's 20. Hey, that is so cool, man. Hey, Gil, I know that you still have to go get your chicken soup for Alma.
And the thanks person.
Oh, and also to the Banks family, we send you much love and respect, and we and simplify. Hey, believe me, Roscoe know what I mean. Hey, that's from one Marine to another. I send you peace and blessings. This is Real Talk with Rodney Grimes and Lady Z.
Yes,
Hey, y'all tune in. And I also got to tell you, we got a special tomorrow with Don Jarrett and Norman Calvin. Okay? Colvin. They were here a couple of weekends ago, and it was phenomenal. We have to do a part 2. We was going to have Troy Smith to be involved, but he is with his wife dealing with their family situation. And so we're going to still continue tomorrow, 6:30. You need to pay attention to this. These brothers here was bringing information that was powerful. They were talking about things that some people are afraid to talk about. We was keeping it real. We came down to a point where, for a minute, we thought that we was going to have Norman. We was going to have to get a blanket to put on his back because he was getting into it and he was revealing nothing but the truth.
Thought we had to get a medic here too.
Yeah, because he was serious about giving out that information.
Yes.
And as my brother Don, this brother is a powerful brother, always been. He was speaking on some things that just really was touching his spirit as a black man in this country. And this is not just about black people. This is about all lives matter, right? But at this time, it's about Black Lives Matter too.
Yes.
Know that. We love everybody. But it's about Black Lives Matter too right now. That's what this is about. We know that there was a Abraham Lincoln and a George Washington. There was a Martin Luther King and Reagan, Nixon, and Obama, and Clinton. We can call off a lot of names of people who was in leadership positions. But where are we in our positions? Put ourselves in those positions. Remember, go out and vote. So you can put the positive people in the positions to make sure that they look out for us. I don't want to keep going on.
We want to thank Wanda Gray. Thank you, Wanda, for joining. I love you, cousin, in South Carolina. Thank
South
you,
Carolina,
South Carolina.
James Hayes,
Yes, it was someone else. Jeffrey, somebody. Martin Jeffrey.
Martin Jeffrey, welcome,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank all of you all for joining. Angela, I know you're just kidding. We love you.
And remember, Angela, always post your information on there to support business, your black businesses now. Listen, you know, when we say black businesses, that means really all businesses that are struggling, that are in need of our support. Our Hispanic community, their businesses count too. And know this, I don't really like to want to single people out, but I just want to say that we have to make a difference in our lives. We have to make the changes. We have to be the ones that say we're going to make sure that Black Lives Matter. Also, Lynn Nelson. Let me tell you something. We call her Littlefoot, or Littlefoot.
She's a sweetheart.
She's a sweetheart. This woman sends so much information. She sends so I can't keep up with her. I don't know how, but she is a blessing. All she does is send information about other people. Let us also, I can ask you, send out tons and tons of prayers for Lynn, because she's an amazing woman.
She is.
Always shouting out what somebody else has done, how they're doing it, giving them praise, giving them information to help. She said, support the black businesses. You go on my page and you'll see that she posts different things. I just look at it and I smile, because it's always something that she's doing to help somebody else. And I just wanted to give her a shout out to her.
We love you, Lynn.
We love
Thank
you, Lynn.
so much.
You are a doll baby. And God be with you. Because I tell you, the things that you do takes the negative and turn it into a positive.
Exactly. Never go unknown.
Yes.
Thank you.
Again, we want to say special thanks to Willie Price, Gifted Hands catering service. She provided that meal for us tonight. That was the stuffed crab cake in the tilapia. Stuffed tilapia with crab meat and
Brussels
sprouts.
I don't know what she did. What did she say?
I don't know what you did. If you listen, Willie, I hope you got some more Brussels.
She did something, and then she baked them and some more. But oh my God, and the yellow rice.
I hated them. I can't even say I hate them anymore.
She stir fried them. She said she stir fried them and then baked them.
I cannot. Hey, you know, that is just so good. And we thank you. And what's that?
I think it was it. And you read the card off again.
Yes, it did.
He read the card, but I did post her information in the comments if you all want to call and order. She does deliver.
And Angela just posted her information. Hey, let me tell y'all, Angela does the jewelry. And I'm not sure what else Angela does, but Angela's a true supporter in our community, her community, and other communities.
Angela, we got to get you on the show. How about that?
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Angela, we need to get you on so you can talk about what you're doing and so how we can move. Hey, remember my brother Anthony Suggs from Old Town Alexandria? He has a book out. Remember Pastor Todd Stubblefield? He has a book out. I'm gonna bring those things back to the forefront on my page so that we won't forget to support them. Charlier Shepherd, his book. All these books you can get on, I believe, Amazon. And also Kim also, we had her on. We just ask that anytime that we are doing Real Talk Live, please feel free to put your information on, because we want to support you. Also remember to go to YouTube and subscribe. When one of us climb the ladder, I tell you this, and then I'm going to call it an evening. Remember the story I tell you about the ladder. You take the ladder, you need somebody to hold it. The person goes up and looks over and see all of the positive things that's going on. and they look back down and they say, I'm going over. And right there at that time, it's your time to now hold the ladder. You hold the ladder and let that person go up. And they can get up there and they can look down and tell you, hey, it's beautiful over there, and I see where Rodney's going. Now I'm going behind him. And the next person get in the position. What I'm saying is, be the positive thinking person. Don't be that negative person who want to hold people down. Don't be the crab in the pot. Don't be the person who tell them you got them and you holding it at the bottom. And as soon as they get halfway up, you take your hands off and walk away. Let that negativity be gone. Stay positive and stay blessed. Oh, Lord, my wife.
All right, everybody, it's that time.
See now, I know what she's doing now. I ain't drank in a while. Now she's breaking out the wine. Hey, Rachel.
We just haven't had wine.
Hey, Rachel, you see what she doing?
I can't see it right now.
Rachel, she making me. She pulling me a glass of wine. She know I love this one here, and now she done started something.
It's great with tilapia.
She done started something. But it's okay. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. It's date night. It's Friday night. It's date night. Date night with real talk live with Rodney Grimes
And Lady Z.
and Lady Z. And we say, people
Just
to
raise
people.
your glasses, whatever you're having, water, whatever. We don't care. We just want to.
Matter of fact, and I gotta add something. We said it's Real Talk Live with Rodney Grimes and Lady Z, and also with Rachel
With
Pope.
Rachel Pope.
Because my baby always, that queen is always just a
through.
phone call away.
I'm
I love
telling
you, Rachel.
We love you. Thank you.
And
Toast
this,
to everyone.
this is a toast to everyone out there. We say peace and blessings. Get out and vote. Make changes in your house. Make sure you have them young boys pull their pants up. Make sure that you're not allowing them people to come into your neighborhood with that negativity. Make sure that we make the police accountable for their actions. Make sure that we are talking to our congressmen. Make sure we are also talking to ourselves and doing things on a positive note.
I'm going to
Hey.
heat my food up.
Hey,
It's
babe.
Real Talk Live.
It's Real Talk Live. I thank you. Peace and blessings. And I'm hoping, I did that. I thought she was going to just cut it off so I could just be quiet. And she's going to come back and do that. And I just want to say, I love you all. Be safe.